Welcome to our wonderful sponsor, Micro Center's brand new Charlotte, North Carolina location where I have a simple challenge. I'm going to be building an entirely portable gaming setup in the back of this truck.
Okay, let's try this one more time, shall we?
So now that we're in the store, let's actually get this build started. Now I'm gonna actually start with the power because that's going to be a key requirement. I wanna make sure that this setup is fully off the grid and in the back of the truck. You might ask, why are we in the truck? Because it was the last rental car at the airport, so we're making it work. To sum up my plans today, I'm going to be building a fully off the grid gaming PC setup with monitor and everything I need. It is going to be running on a power generator, a little battery power station, and I'm going to have exactly as long as it lasts to win a game of Valorant. If I win, hooray! I have successfully become an elite gamer thanks to our wonderful sponsors at Micro Center. If I lose, I'm giving the entire setup away to someone in the store. So let me start out by actually choosing my power station. So, I mean, this Geniverse, which is $2,300, has 2,200 watts of power, but I don't think I've got that kind of budget today. So let me look at some of the smaller ones. I actually might do the 300. What I like about this one is that actually, if you look up here, it comes with a solar panel. It comes with a 40-watt solar panel. I think I might do that. Also, this is relatively affordable, right? No, it doesn't say. How much is it? I don't know. So I'm gonna have 300 watts of peak power to push from this, but I'm gonna wanna pull a lot less. Like, I think I need to be probably in the 100-watt range to get a couple hours of use out of this. The solar panel will make a big difference, and thankfully it's sunny today. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and lock in starting with this Jackery 300 Plus, and I'm gonna build the setup from here. The next task is going to be building my gaming PC. So there are a couple of criteria here. Now, this is gonna be a unique challenge because I've done a lot of PC builds at Micro Center and I've had lots of weird challenges, but I've never done one that was really reliant on getting a very high level of power efficiency because I'm running on an external battery. My first thought is I want to build something as low power as possible. So there are a lot of options here. So of course, this is the brand new Charlotte store, which is fully stocked with all of the AMD CPUs, Intel CPUs, GPUs, everything you could ever hope for. But just because I have choices doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be right for this application. So we have a couple of options. If I'm going to go integrated graphics, I want to go AMD. That's going to give me the most performance. Now, the last time I built a PC, I actually used an 8600G, and that was actually like pretty decent. But here's the thing is, I don't care about price. I just care about performance. So I could do, there's an 8500G, 8600G, 8700G. So this is gonna be an 8-core processor. It's gonna have pretty decent built-in RDNA graphics. Here's a question though. How well will an 8700G run Valorant? I think pretty well, right? Especially if I don't get like a super high refresh rate and high resolution monitor. Like 1080p, 75, 100 hertz. Like I think I can win with that. And this is only gonna be pulling like, I don't know, maybe 75 watts total for the system if I'm running this guy. I feel like I'm gonna go with this. So my main challenge here is not only winning a game of Valorant, which if you're unfamiliar with my past experience, you'll know that it's gonna be kind of hard for me to win, so I wanna give myself as much time as possible. And I'm gonna really sort of focus on the power efficiency to do that. So then I have like 2 hours to try to win instead of 45 minutes, because I'm not gonna win in 45 minutes. All right, so my next choice is going to be with a case. So this is the Height Revolt 3. This is going to be an ITX case, so it's going to be fairly small, but importantly, it's got a handle. I've got a lot of challenges here with this build, but the cool thing is that Micro Center, as always, has an enormous selection of all the PC parts I could ever hope for. Next up, I've got myself a B650i motherboard. So this is going to be small enough to actually fit in the case, and it won't break the bank. So, status update, Ryzen 7 8700G. We've got ourselves a 1 terabyte SSD as well as 32 gigs of RAM. I've got myself a Height Revolt 3 case, which is going to give me a lot of space. I'm gonna have a mouse, keyboard, motherboard. I think the only thing I'm really missing right now would be a power supply and a monitor. So why don't we see what we can find? So the spec of this monitor is 250 nits of brightness, which is decent, I'll say. But importantly, it's a 1080p 75 hertz monitor. It's 24 inches. So I'm hopeful this is not going to pull an enormous amount of power. This is like a really unique challenge because I'm not just building a PC and having a good time. Like, I have to really be strategic with a lot of these decisions. Do we park the truck close enough to the store where I can borrow the store's Wi-Fi? Or are we tethering? Oh no. So next up, let me build this whole setup, bring it outside, and see if we can actually win a game of Valorant for the first time in my life in the back of a Ram 1500 in the Charlotte, North Carolina Micro Center parking lot. What else are you doing on your Wednesday afternoon, huh? Probably not that. I don't think anyone's doing that. So it is exactly 10 o'clock in the morning. So let's see how fast I can get this built and put together. And while I do this, we actually already have gotten the Jackery out, and thankfully we do have a full charge on that, so I'm gonna have as much time as possible. So that is our case.
Might I suggest actually taking a second to look at that instruction manual? Because I have a feeling that you might be able to take it apart in a way that makes it super easy to build.
Remove side panels. Yeah, no, that's super simple. Say, remove side panels. All the side panels come off. Oh, okay, you know, I feel way better about that. Good call, Ken. Look at how compact this little guy is. Everything we need right here. So this looks really straightforward. I think if I just slot it in, something like this, line it up, and then that's gonna pretty much be our PC build. It's very simple and straightforward, but I think that's an important thing when you've got very few watts to work with. So I'm gonna screw this in, plug it in, and we'll kind of be good. Hey, it works. Alrighty, we've got ourselves a Ryzen 7 8700G, 32 gigabytes of DDR5. We're good to go. I'm going to take advantage of the Ethernet here in the store to download Valorant and all that kind of bits and bobs. I will quickly make sure that my RAM is set to full speed, and then we're gonna be good to bring this all outside and begin the next phase. Getting it to work and trying to be good at Valorant. And so it is time, my friends, to get this setup running. So it looks like a lot, because it is a lot, but I have confidence. This is my new setup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to load up the monitor, the computer, and basically I'm gonna build everything I need. So my main challenges here are going to be figuring out how to use my boxes as a desk. It is incredibly bright outside, so I'm gonna need to use my monitor box to build some kind of like sunshade to hide in, and then make sure that everything can be powered with the Jackery. If I plug everything in and it can't run it for some reason, I'm gonna be in big trouble, but I think it'll be fine. This is a questionable idea. It's really hot. So one of the nice things about the Jackery is it comes with a 40-watt solar panel. So if I set this up on the roof of the truck, it should actually give me some decent power. Yeah, boy. Oh, yes, we got a light on the system. We're pulling 35 watts. Okay, PC is PCing right now. Okay, oh, yeah, we're up, we are up right now.
For the record, I cannot see that screen at all.
No, I can't either. So here's my main problem. Monitors are not meant to be used outside. So this is a, I would say, average brightness display. And if I'm staring at it right now, it is massively dim. So that's where that box is gonna come in. So if I do one of these guys, wait a minute. This is what optimal gaming performance looks like. So my first question is gonna be, how long do I have? So the system right now, oh dude! Yo! Wait, it's only all together pulling 40 watts right now, and we're getting 31 watts in from the sun. This is almost a full solar powered system. Right now, if I keep this up, I have 117 hours of gaming. Bro! This is a fully portable setup. Do I need 117 hours to win a match of Valorant?
Our flight leaves in 3 hours.
I have 3 hours of battery life on my Jackery. So, as you might be able to guess, there are some complications with my setup. One of which is we're tethering, which is probably not going to be great for latency. The other of which is the Q, A, Z keys on my keyboard are all in the sun, aka very, very hot. And other than that, I think we're fine. I can't imagine anything else going wrong. What could possibly go wrong? So we're getting 26 watts in from the solar panel, and we're pushing anywhere between 40 and 70 watts output. Still, 9 hours. Yeah, we could absolutely work with that, 100%. I'm gonna quickly do a practice match just to make sure everything's working. About to get in. We're also gonna see the performance here. I have no idea what kind of performance we're gonna get with this system, but I mean, we're at 1080p and we have a 75 hertz display, so if we can get anywhere close to that, I think it should be fine. We're getting about 170 FPS in the game. It's really quite smooth. The monitor looks nice. Obviously, it's only 75 hertz, but it looks really good. And I'll be honest with you, I'm actually not running into any real issues with the setup at the moment. The issues are entirely around my skill. This is probably the point in the video where I should mention that I'm not good at Valorant, and part of the reason I want to do this challenge was to make myself be better. And I'm not sure what part of this is going to make me better, but I think it will. I have faith. What should I play? What's the easiest match in Valorant that I can play that'll actually give me some vague hope of winning?
Spike Rush?
Spike Rush, let's do it. I do only have 3 red bars of signal, so that's maybe not encouraging, but well, I'll find out. Valorant has encountered a connection error. Please relaunch to reconnect.
That actually happens even if you have a good connection.
Yeah. Oh, I need to re-log in. Okay. This version of Vanguard needs secure boot. I was literally in the game.
Yeah. Well, it's Vanguard.
So, what we found is that Valorant doesn't want to play on my PC. Now you can see it's fully functional, right? So I'm gonna walk around in the range. We're getting 270 FPS outside, and we get like in the high 100s on the inside. Fully functional, absolutely works. My issues are entirely down to Valorant randomly needing secure boot like that. It should tell something when I have built this entire ridiculous janky setup, and my biggest problem, it's not the internet, it's not the lack of solar energy, it's not my wonderful desk. Oh no, it's Valorant. Now, I've double checked, secure boot is on in the BIOS. And I will point out that Ken and I have a flight in 2 hours, and I don't think we have time to wait to download another game. So I'm gonna spin this positively. Our setup works. The solar panel, we've got our Jackery, we've got a fully custom PC monitor, the whole thing. We have a complete gaming setup in the back of a truck. And I think that's something to be celebrated. But a bet's a bet. I said that I was going to build this setup and I was going to win a match of Valorant. Not only did I not win a match of Valorant, I couldn't even play a full match of Valorant, which means that this PC is not coming home with me. So instead, would you like a PC?
No way.
All yours, brother.
That is insane. Getting a PC is not what I intended to get. I just came here to get a mouse, but I think it's awesome. People like him, going around just doing their thing and actually making it to where they're actually giving back to the community. It's a totally awesome thing, and I really think you should go check out his channel, subscribe to him, most definitely. I think it's really good to see people doing wacky stuff, especially with a cardboard and a solar panel and a game that did not work.
It mostly worked, for the record.
It booted up. That's the most important thing.
And of course, huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors at Micro Center for enabling all of this madness. You can definitely come down to the Charlotte store and check it out. And stay tuned, there's some other Micro Center locations that may or may not be coming soon. And Micro Center have a bunch of exclusive deals to celebrate the brand new Charlotte store. I'll have them linked in the description, but one of the big ones is if you're a new customer, you can get yourself $25 off of all processors. And well, let me help you load all this stuff so I never have to look at it ever again.
Gotcha. Seems awesome. Thanks, man.
Awesome. All right, let's cut. You can just see it right in the middle. unfortunately, a little bit higher than we can reach. So Jeff, who's the manager of Micro Center, is giving us a little assist to try to free the drone.